Okay guys, so let's continue. So after displaying this message box that please enter the valid email address, so if you will find no row, okay, corresponding to that particular email address, so this error message box will be displayed. But if there is the user types the correct answer and the row variable will not be none, okay, there will be some row inside this row variable. So this if condition will not be true, and we will move to the else part. Okay, so in the else part, we will only go when the user has typed a correct email address which is existing in the database. Okay, so in this else part, first of all, what I'll do, I'll simply close the connection. Okay, con dot close. Okay, the database that I have created, firstly I'll simply close it here. And next thing is that I'll be creating another window which you saw, forget password window, right? If I show you that window, if I run this one, okay, so if I write correct uh, email ID which is existing in database, if I click on this forget password, so we are displayed with this window. Okay, so we have to create this particular window. Okay, so this window which is on top of this main window, okay, so this window is known as top level. Okay, this top level window, so we have to create this top level window because this is on top of another window. Okay, so let's create this top level window. Yeah, so let's create this. So in this else part, after closing the connection, I'll create a window here. So I'll write root 2, this is a variable name. Okay, and this top level. Okay, so this top level is a window here. Okay, next thing is I have to keep this window on hold, so I'll write root dot main loop. Okay, root 2 dot main loop, right? So if I run this right now, you'll see a window. So first of all, if I click on forget password, please enter address to reset your password. Now if I enter a correct Gmail, like tanmay@gmail.com. Okay, so this is the email address that is existing in our database. Now if I click on this forget password, see we are getting a window here. Okay, so this is known as top level window. Next thing is everything is same in this window also, same methods we can use, like geometry, like title, all those. So we will use that. So first of all, I'll be setting the title, root2 dot title. Okay, so the title that I'm going to use is forget password. Okay, next thing is the geometry. So I'm going to write root2 dot geometry to set the size and height and width. Okay, so 470 is the width, x 560 is the height. Okay, and from x-axis at a distance of 400, and from y-axis at a distance of 60. Okay, next thing is I want to provide a background color to our window. Okay, so I'm going to provide like this, root2.config. Okay, the background color that I'm going to use is equals to white. Okay, so I'll make my background white. So till here, if I run now, so I have to every time enter correct email, Gmail ID to able to see that window. So now you see we got this white color, and then title here, and then the size of this window. And from x-axis it is at a distance of 400, and from y-axis it is at a distance of 60. Okay, okay. So next thing is I'll focus on this window. Okay, so how I can focus on this window, if you see right now, the focus is not on that particular window, this window. Okay, so how I can get the focus there? So I'll have to write root 2 dot focus force. Okay, this one, focus force method. So this will provide a focus on our window. Okay, if I run this to show you, see now there is focus on our window, right? Now it's fine, right? And next thing is when I'm clicking here, any other place, this window is getting minimized, right? So I don't want that. So for that, what I'll set a grab. I'll simply grab it. So I'll write root 2 dot grab set. Okay, this grab set will not allow this window to be minimized whenever I'll click anywhere else. So if I simply enter your mail ID and click on this forget password, so see this window is getting displayed. Now if I click somewhere else, see this window is not getting minimized, right? So this is the focus that we are setting here. Okay, and see this window will not be closed also, the earlier window. The reason is because this window is open. Okay, this window is on focus right now, so I have to close this window, then this window will be closed. Okay, so this thing I have done here. I hope everyone is understanding. Next thing is the forget label that you saw. Forget label. Okay, if I just show you what things we need to create here. Yeah, let me just run this again. And here let me enter a correct email address. Okay, then forget password. So see what things we need to create. First thing is this forget password. Okay, this is a label. So this forget is of different color, then password is of different color. So we will simply create two labels. Okay, at some particular distance, so that we can give separate colors to these labels. After that, I have added an image here, so we'll see how to add this image. Okay, then after that, this again a label, security questions, then combo box. Okay, with all those security questions which we answered during registration, and then answer field, and then new password field, and then a button change password. So let's first create this UI quickly. Okay, so I hope you understood till here. So first thing that I'll be creating, just grabbing it, is the forget label. Okay, so this is the forget label, and we'll use a label class to create this, and this label will be inside our root to window. Okay, because this is our root to window. Okay, so make sure you write root to here. Okay, because I want this label inside my this window, this particular window. The next thing is the text, which you will see is forget written, only forget. Okay, and then the font here will be Times New Roman. Okay, the size here will be 22, and then it will be bolder. The next thing is, yeah, after this I'll change the background color to white. Okay, so that it matches with the background color of our root window. Okay, that's it. So after this, what we need to do, we need to place it. So what I'll write, forget label dot place. Okay, and where I'll place this, from x at a distance of 128, and from y at a distance of 10. That's it. Okay, so if I run now, so you will see forget written there. Okay, so I have to enter correct email address. Okay, forget password. You see forget is written here, right? Just after this, we have to create a password which is in green color. Okay, color of the text is green. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to copy this line because we have to create the same label. I'll paste here. So instead of forget label, now I'll name this forget pass label. Okay, pass label, and instead of forget text, it will be password. Okay, and background color will be white. The color of the text here will be green. Okay, then where we will place it, from x at a distance of 225 to 5, and from y axis it will be at a distance of 10 only. Okay, so now if I run this, so
चलो राशि चलो राशि
mute everyone. Yeah, so if I click on this forget password, so see we got this forget and then password label, right, which is in green color. Okay, this looks cool. Okay, next after this we have to add an image here, right? So add that image. So let's add that image. So I don't think here we have this that particular image, so I have to get that particular image from the source code. Okay, so I'll open it in my explorer. Then I'll simply copy that image. So I think this one, yeah. So I'll simply copy it and I will paste in my project here. Okay, so control V and I'll paste like this, refract. Okay, so I got this password image. Now what we need to do, we need to add this particular image on a label. Okay, so first of all let me create object of this image. So password image equals to photo image class. Okay, and inside this we have to pass the file name, which is password.png. Okay, next thing is we have to create a label here. Okay, so forget image label. So or pass image. Okay, pass image label, any name you can give. Okay, so this has to be a label. Okay, on this label, this label will be on my root 2 window. Next thing is that the image here will be, image will be password image, password image. Okay, okay, next thing is I'll simply place it. So password image label dot place. Okay, where I'll place this, from x-axis at a distance of 170 and from y-axis at a distance of 70. So now if I run this, okay, so this is the image we are getting here. The next thing is that I want to change the background color to white. Okay, this is not white. Okay, so I'll change that. So forget pass, after image, what I'll do, I'll change the background color to white here. Okay, the next thing after creating this image label, after that we have to create a security question label. Okay, so security question label. Okay, and we will use a label class, and this label will be on my root 2 window. The text that you will see will be security, security questions. Okay, then I'll set the font Times New Roman. Okay. After that, the size is 19, and then I'll make it bold. Next thing is the foreground color FG. FG will be black by default, and BG I'll make it white. Okay. Next thing is I'll simply paste this label. Security question label dot place, and where I'll place this, x equals to 60 and y will be 220. Okay. So after creating this security question label, the next thing is we have to create a combo box here. Okay. Security question combo box. So let's create a security question combo. Security question combo. Okay. And it will be a combo box. So for having a combo box, we have to import. So I'm going to import a line here. So I'm going to write here from tkinter import ttk. Okay. Now with the help of this ttk, we can access that class combo box, and this combo box will be inside our root 2 window. Okay. Next thing is the font. Font equals to Times New Roman. Then next will be the size will be 19, and then nothing. Okay, I will not make it anything. After that, I'll make the state to read only. See, I'm just creating uh, like the way I created in this register.py. Okay, where I made the state read only. The reason I told you there, that so that nobody can type there. Okay, in that particular combo box. Okay. Next thing is the values. Okay. So I have to insert the values. Values will be same. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to copy the values from here where I've created this combo box. So these are the values. So these will be the values only. Okay. So I'm going to copy it, and here I'll be pasting this. So security question combo, and here the values are simply paste. Okay, so the values are these values. Okay, so after adding the values, next thing is I will simply place this security question combo dot place, and where I'll place this, from x-axis at a distance of 60 and from y at a distance of 260, right? And I'll set the current value as select. Okay, so I'll write security question label security question combo dot current. Okay, and I'll pass the 0th index. Okay, so this will be by default that you will see. So if I run at this position, see, we got this security question field, right? What I'm going to do, I'm going to provide some width to it. Okay, so I'm going to provide it some width. So here, just after this read only, I'm going to write width equals to 28. Okay, so just after creating the security question, okay, and setting the current value, then we have to answer forget label. Okay, so that will be a answer label. So I write answer forget label, or simply answer label. Okay, and here it will be a label. Okay, and this label will be inside our root 2 window. The text here will be answer. Okay, next thing is the font. So font and background color will be same. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply copy this and paste it. Okay, so font will be this and background color will be this. Next thing is we have to place it. So answer label dot place, and where I'll place it, from x-axis at a distance of 60 and from y-axis at a distance of 310. So if I run now, forget password. So see, we got this. Earlier I increased some width here. Now we added this answer label here. Okay. Then I have to add the corresponding entry field and then confirm password. New password label and then entry field and then a button. So let me create an entry field for it. So it will be answer entry. Okay, we'll use entry class, and this entry will be inside our root 2 window. Font equals to, it will be times New Roman. Okay, the size here will be 19, and then the background color will be white. Okay, and then the width I'll use as 30. So I'll give a width of 30. Okay, then I'll simply place this. So answer entry dot place, and where I'll place this, from x-axis at a distance of 60 and from y-axis at a distance of 350. 350. Okay, so after creating this answer entry, then we have to create new pass label and new pass entry. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll simply copy these two and I'll paste it here. Okay, so this will be new password, new password, new password, and new password. So I'll change this name to new new password. Okay, new pass label. Okay, so here the text will change to new password, new password. Okay, and where I'll place this label, from x at a distance of 60 and from y at a distance of 400. 400. Okay, and similarly new pass entry, everything will be same here. Okay, x will be 60 and from y it will be 440. Okay, if I run now, text. Okay, forget password. So see, we got this answer, new password here, right? Everything is done. Now what we need to do, we need to create a button here. Okay, change password button. So let's create that button. So just after creating this new password entry, I have to create a change password button. So change pass button. I'll be using a button class to create this button. Okay, this button will be on in our root 2 window. The text which you'll see is change password. Okay, after this the text, and then I need to change the font for this button. Okay, the font I will be using is Arial. The size will be 17 and then I'll make it bold. Okay, next thing is the background color. So background color that I have given is green. Okay, you can give any background color. Okay, and the color of the text will be changed to white. Okay, and then I'll give some more parameters like cursor equals to hand to, so that you can see hand to symbol when I move my cursor on that button. Then similarly I'll provide active background, which will be similar to the background color green. Okay, so that when you press your mouse button on that button, then also you will see this green color. That is what this active background color means. Okay, similarly active foreground, and this will be the color of the text when you will click on that button. So you want to see the white color. That's it. And now what I'll do, I'll simply place this. So change pass button dot place, and where I'll place this, x equals to 130 and y equals to 500. Okay, now if I run this, and here if I enter the email address, okay, so cap @gmail.com, and click on this forget password. So see, we are done, right? So this is the button that I created. I hope you guys have understood this, right? So it's very easy. If you want, you can remove the border from here. You can make border 0. Okay, so this is how I have created this. So now the functionality part. Okay, that suppose if I have forgot the password for this, okay, this cap.@gmail.com, and I click on this forget password. Okay, so it will ask me the security questions. If I show you what are the security questions here for that particular email address, so the security question is your best friend, and the answer is Faizan. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll simply match these two answers. Okay, I'll simply match these two answers. So I'll simply match that if the user is writing whatever the question you are selecting from here and the answer you are giving from here. These two, these two corresponding question and answer, whether they exist in that particular row or not, in this particular row or not. Okay, if these two exist, then you will be able to change your password. Otherwise, error message will be displayed that either security question or answer is wrong. Okay, so we will see how we can do the functionality for reset button. So after here, just change password button. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll provide a command here. Okay, so what will be the command here? uh, if I just check, yeah, so I'll provide a command reset. Okay, or new password, maybe new password. Okay, this is the command name. Now the next thing is we need to define this command. Okay, I have created this command here, and now we need to define this command. So where we'll be defining this, we'll be defining this at the top. So let's define this new password. So just after creating this window here, so here you can define this, right? Before creating this window, you can define this function. So def new password, new underscore password. Okay, this is the function name, and here inside this function you will be doing the coding part, right? So please make sure that you write the function definition at the right position. Okay, and you should indent everything properly, otherwise you will get indentation error. So just before this root 2, with the same indentation level, I am writing this new password function. Okay, so in this new password function, what I'll do, I'll simply check if if security question combo dot get, okay, if this is equals to select, if this is equals to select, okay, if this is equals to select, or answer entry dot get. Okay, this is equals to null. Okay, if this is the condition, and similarly, or the last thing is password field. Okay, so or pass entry, so I think password entry, yeah. What is that? I think new password entry, yeah. This one, new password entry. If you see it, what label I have created, yeah, it's new password entry, right? New password entry. So we'll simply check that if these three are non-empty. Okay, so if they will be empty, all these three will be empty, and if someone clicks on this register, means change password. Oh, let me give a change password name. Okay, change password, and here also let me change the name, where I've created this, yeah, here. Okay, because we are changing password. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, yeah. Okay, so if this is the thing, that security question dot get equals to select, means you have not selected any question. Similarly, answer entry is also null. Okay, similarly the password entry is also null. Dot get if this is also null. Okay, so if any of these three will be null, so we will simply receive a message box, the same message box that all fields are required. So we will simply write message box dot show error. Okay, so it will be error. Okay, and error is all fields are fields are required. So if you will not fill any of the fields here, you will receive this as a message. Okay, all fields are required. Okay, next thing is we will move to the else part, means you have written, means none of the fields are empty. Okay, means you have written something in each of the fields, right? Then you will move to this else part. Okay, in the else part again we will connect with our database. So I'll write con equals to pymysql dot connect. Okay, again the same host name, host equals to localhost, user equals to Amazon. Okay, similarly the password equals to 1234. Then the database equals to register. Okay, so this is the database here. Next thing is we have to create a cursor. So con dot cursor. Okay, and we will store that into a cur variable. Okay, next thing is we will simply execute. And what we will execute this time, call dot execute, we'll write select star from student where email equals to percent s and question equals to percent s and answer equals to percent s. Okay, and then next thing is we will simply get these values, instead of percent s we will get these values in these entry fields. Okay, so we'll write mail entry dot get. Okay, then I'll move to a new line. Okay, mail entry dot get comma, then security question combo dot get. Okay, similarly answer entry dot get. Okay, so what will happen here, if I just tell you, that this will return a row, okay, from this student table, and that row which has email, the question and the answer which the user has entered, okay, means the email address which is entered. Okay, if I show you here in this MySQL, okay, if you are entering this email, okay, this your question and this answer, these three things, okay, these three things, so it will select all the rows in which these three values are the same. So there is only one row in which these three values are the same, right? So this value will be fetched only, okay, this complete value row will be fetched. Okay, so we will fetch this row, so we'll write the same thing here, curl dot fetch one, okay, and this will fetch a row, okay, and then we will match it that if nothing is returned means if there is no row, that means you have written something wrong, either the question is wrong, either the password is wrong, or either the email address is wrong. Okay, so I'll simply compare it. Okay, so after comparing it, I'll simply display a message box. If there is nothing in the row, means you got no row, that means you have written something wrong. So show error. Okay, the title will be error. Next thing will be the message that will be displayed. So I'll display a message that security question or answer is incorrect. I think that will be sufficient here, right? So that's it. So guys, please rejoin everyone. Then we will start again.